Hey everyone, Ross here, welcome back to the channel. Now guys, more often than not, a good gun is the difference between death and living in Arena Breakout. A lot of other factors come into play in this, like ammo type and what you're wearing, etc. However guys, in this video I'm going to give you the best possible M4 build I've come across right now. Now I've got the build saved in my gunsmith, so we're going to go ahead and make it in a second, and I'm going to show you just how good it is. Now guys, this build is for literally zero recoil. It's not a cheap build, it's quite expensive, so make sure you've got a bit of money in the background first of all to get it. Now if I go to weapon builds, you can see I've got it saved here as no recoil. If you look at the vertical recoil control here, it says 92. It's not maximum, but even with a slight touch of your finger, you can control the recoil 100%. Now, a couple of these things on this build are interchangeable. It's up to you if you want to change them. Like the mag size, for instance, you don't need a 60 round mag. You could just go 30. I'll put 30 just for the cost here. The scope is entirely up to you. I like the 4x scope. It actually has no recoil with the 4x scope on, so it's entirely up to you if you want to change that to a red dot or whatever. However, to combat that, I have put a canted sight with a PK sight on the side here, so you can swap to red dot at any given time. I don't like having the red dot on top of the 4x scope. Now, for the rest of it, guys, pistol grip, you want to go for the HOL ARBG. You've got the MP that anyway, the receiver. Obviously the sight's interchangeable. Barrel, guys, go for the small one. You've got a silencer on. Silencer is completely optional, but it will benefit you to have a silencer on, especially if you're gunning people down at range. That's just sort of standard, you know, vertical recoil, blah blah blah. The EOS ER gas block. Sight, you don't really need one because you've got 4x on. You can go for iron sight if you want. That's entirely up to you. Now we've got the ERSP-HG, gives you vertical and horizontal recoil control. Now this one's the most important part, which is the front grip. Go for the COM SG. There is other ones that improve a lot of other things, but this one is probably the best one to have. Laser sights, guys, completely optional for you. I don't know why I put 2 on, tell you the truth. 1's probably enough. You don't necessarily need it because you don't have to hip fire with it, but it's a really good gun for hip fire. Like I say again, if you want to put the inclined thing on here to get the PK sight on the side, if you look, if I turn the, well, I'll turn the gun in a second and show you, but it is sort of a canted sight. Now you want to get the ER extended tube and then the stock on the back, which is this one, the carb 1 stock, and then obviously put the carb pad on. And lastly, the pin doesn't really do much as such, but it does improve your ergonomics slightly. Now if I just confirm that, because I've slightly edited, I took the laser sight off and I changed the mag size. I'm going to have to purchase all of this because I don't have an M4 currently. Go to assemble, this is going to cost us 130k. Now before I changed the magazine it was 150, but that was just because their mags are more expensive. So if I just buy and assemble that, and this is the gun. As you can see, if I turn it, the canted sight is the PK. But what I'm going to do is right now, guys, I'm going to go into, just see if that there. I'm going to go into the training range and show you exactly what this is like. Now, ammo, guys, if you want decent ammo, just going to unload that a second. If you want decent ammo, obviously, most people will go for the M855. That's the pretty standard one to go for. But for the sake of cost effectiveness, and obviously this gun is very, very accurate, I'm just going to go for the FMJ because I can buy it from the trader really, really cheap. But like I say, the magazine size, the scopes, etc., and the ammo is entirely up to you, what you want to use. So I'm just going to buy a lot of this, and then I'm going to jump into the training range and show you exactly what I mean. Right guys, here we are in the training range. Now obviously if you know how I play just my 2 thumbs with full gyroscope. That's why my screen's a bit shaky. Now, if we go to the scopes, we've got the canted sight and we've got the 4x. So you've got 2 options here for close range and like long to mid range, mid to long range, and you've also got the hip fire with the laser sight on, or if you use the center dot, that's entirely up to you. I don't condone it, but it's up to you if you want to use it. Now, hip firing, you can see there, it's got a slight horizontal movement on it, and it does move a little bit, but it's good enough for very close range to have it like that. Now if we go for the canted sight, I'm barely controlling it whatsoever at there. it just doesn't move. And then we'll put the 4x scope on. It's got literally no vertical recoil. I'll just reset that there again, just so I've got some more ammo. You can see even if you're moving, it's very accurate, depending on how, of course, accurate you are. Oh my god, I was supposed to reload there, not check the mag. Anyway, if I just sort of... You can be very, very accurate. Obviously, I'm not used to shooting the training dummies at this range with 4x, but you get the picture. Sort of... I can't even shoot that. Anyway, guys, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you it in action, so I'm going to jump into a game now. I'm going to super cut into all the bits where I kill people, show you exactly what the gun's like. So, if you do enjoy this video, guys, please hit that like, share it around with your friends, and do subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more gun builds in the very future. And if you do want to tune into me live streams, make sure you do. And I'm glad to talk about anything about the game with you in there. So let's get into it.
Rose, we've got visitors! Are you looking for... Someone looking for trouble, huh? Kill you! Visitors!